Okay, doing a quick audio test. I've got to redo the cut. Yesterday on Rumble, I used the regular Rumble Studio, and it cut me off. Or it didn't cut me off, it muted my audio out to where I couldn't be heard. So I'm going to have to redo that. I apologize to everybody. Yesterday on Rumble, um, I am getting back to it. I am getting back to it. I will have everything up and running here in a minute. I'm getting back to it. I will have everything up and running. It looks like everything sounds like it's going good. Let me test it out, find out, check the audio. I haven't started Rumble. I haven't started X yet, so here we go. Let me go ahead and pull up that post too. Well, I mean, I don't know. Just create the post, Roger. There we go. Okay, we got the post set up for X now. I'm gonna check out the audio, see what it sounds like. Just create the post, right? There we go. All right, sounds good on X. D Live, I don't know what's going on there. Let me go live. It looks like X now. Let me check out the audio. Okay, D Live sounds good too so far. So let me go in and see what's going on with the cut. Should have known something was suspicious yesterday because I X now. Let me check out the audio. Okay, sounds good. Now, let me go ahead and I'm going to put on some music. I'm going to go smoke a cigarette. This was pretty frustrating. I want to do a shout out to Tanhai Tran on Minds.com because he brought this up for me. I would have never known that it had done this if it wasn't for him. So thank you, Tan, for going through and finding out that these videos, or this video did this. I've been having some issues with Rumble Studio here lately. Them and D Live with just odds and ends. Weird. But I'm working it out. It looks like I'm probably gonna have to just do what I did before, depend on OBS. Out of every suggestion everybody's given me, it always comes down to OBS outdoing every single one of them. Just putting it out there so people understand that. I mean, you can talk all the smack you want about all these good freaking platforms to go to live stream, but and even with encoders, you can say XSplit is great, but I haven't found any of them that outdoes OBS. I'm actually freaking multi-streaming to Rumble, YouTube, Twitch, Kick, X, and D Live for free on OBS, guys. Just letting you know. So, with that being said, let me go ahead and put some music on for you. And, I will be right back. I will do a sound check to make sure that my audio is working on Rumble because these guys are horrible people. So let me go ahead. And I did send help requests on Rumble to get that straightened out, just so you guys know. So here we go. Here's the music. Shadow
deja vu. Everything's spinning but nothing's true. Time slips away, I'm feeling lost in this glitching world. What's the cost? Glitches in the matrix, minds are getting thin. Patterns break, the code begins to spin. Is this real or just a dream within? Glitches in the matrix, where do we begin? Faces blur, they're not the same. People I know don't recall my name. Voices echo in a distant frame. Is this life or just some twisted dream? I'm chasing echoes, searching clues. Every step forward, something to lose. The world's unraveling, I can't pretend. Are we at the start or is this the end? Glitches in the matrix, minds are getting thin. Patterns break, the code begins to spin. Is this real or just a dream within? Glitches in the matrix, where do we begin? Red pill, Luca, what's the choice? In the silence, can you hear my voice? Break free or stay, there's no right way. In this fractured world, we start to sway. Glitches in the matrix, minds are getting thin. Patterns break, the code begins to spin. Is this real or just a dream within? Glitches in the matrix, where do we begin? Caught in the chaos, we try to find the truth that's hidden deep in our mind. In the flicker of light, in the glitchy night, we're lost in the matrix, searching for what's right. Saw a shadow move, but no one's there. People I know don't recall my name. Voices echo in a distant frame. Is this life or just some twisted game? Saw a shadow move, but no one's there. Flicker in the corner caught me unaware. Truth is hiding in the dark. Every flicker leaves the mark. Saw a shadow move, but no one's there. Flicker in the corner caught me unaware. Truth is hiding in the dark. Every flicker leaves the mark. Glitches in the matrix, minds are getting thin. Patterns break, the code begins to spin. Is this real or just a dream within? Glitches in the matrix, where do we begin?
Glitch in the code tonight. See the world in neon light. Fight to free our minds. Truth we seek to find. Run through crowded streets. Dodge the agents fleet. Bullet time it slows. Reality it blows. Reloaded we are free. In the matrix we will be. On this journey we will go. Feel the energy we know. Machines control the skies. Human in them never dies. Messages and dreams. Nothing's what it seems. Reloaded we are free. In the matrix we will be. On this journey we will go. Feel the energy we know. Run through crowded streets. Dodge the agents fleet. Bullet time it slows. Reality it blows. Reloaded we are free. In the matrix we will be. On this journey we will go. Feel the energy we know. Machines control the skies. Human in them never dies. Messages and dreams. Nothing's what it seems. Reloaded we are free. In the matrix we will be. On this journey we will go. Feel the energy we know. Machines control the skies. Human in them never dies. Messages and dreams. Nothing's what it seems. Keys to open doors. Fight through endless wars. Code it changes fast. Hope it's built to last. fucking set it up, cunt.
Yeah, that's it. Fucking oath.
Cunt. Fuck off, cunt.
I'm a cunt from way back, yes I'm the original, not political. This is more analytical. On myself, I approach your computer with stealth. Not for wealth, more like a magazine shooting off so clean. Because I'm keen, no other meaning, it's obscene. If you're not around, well then I'm going to town and take you down with my Kali Linux system. Using my wisdom, hacking in, no way to resist them. Exfiltrate all your sensitive loot, it's a hoot. No time to reboot, just shoot and execute. When you're out of town, it's your world that crashes. Look on your Facebook as the anger flashes. No one can stop me from tapping that line. So how about next time we don't intertwine online? You got no two-factor authentication. As the cops came, I'm gone, no altercation.
I got your back, but you best to watch your front. Cause Mr. Robot's in front and I'm a cunt. I got your back, but you best to watch your front. Cause Mr. Robot's in front and I'm a cunt.
Such a cunt and I'm bringing my forte. I'm the kind of cunt I'd even make a whore pay. Your way or mine, don't cross the line. Cause I'm even worse when I'm drunk on the cheap wine. Sometimes I snap, act out for vandalism. And other times I'll just diss you to the rhythm. Prison couldn't hold a cunt like me, not likely. Cause I direct shit like Spike Lee. But this ain't a movie, this is real life. I'd fuck your life just to cause some strife. I've done a lot of cunty things, and out of all the cunts you know, I'd be the king. But you best I want your front, cause robots in front and I'm a cunt. I got your back, but you best I want your front, cause robots in front and I'm a cunt. This is for the cunts who clap and love the sound. Attacking from the cloud, then I'm back in underground. There's no masking from me now. Popping tornadoes round the globe, track and hunt you down. I think I'll need a planet-sized urn, cause some men just wanna see the world burn. Now it's your turn. I've got your back. Cause robots in front and I'm a cunt. One thing I do, and this is true, I'm sometimes a cunt to all of my crew. You know the usual stealing of hashes, and I'm known to burn cunts down to ashes. They say, hey cunt, when I answer the phone. They say, where's Robot? I say, the cunt's not home. I say, where are you cunts, and what are you cunts doing? And when I'm pissed off, they say, Robot, the cunt is spewing. No one will do it, your sister I'll be screwing in the lewin. And I guess that you knew I'm not looking for a crew, but I know it's true that you are a fucking cunt too. Fucking cunt. Mess with the best, die like the rest.
Make the sound. Boom, crash, as go pop. Earth ain't ready, but the body drops. They're here, we're doomed. From Mars to Earth, bodies consumed. Marble shake, to the ground will quake. No time to rush, but run too late, too late. Ack. Look at them coming down. Ack, boom, boom. Ack, boom, this ow. Ow. Ack, boom, 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 boom. Ack, boom, boom, boom. The bass go boom, come in peace. Ack, the bass ack, boom, boom, pow. Take cover, laser beam, pow. Head spinning, Martian proud. They blew up Congress, but the bass dropped heavy, now stop. Boom, ack, on the attack, but we're under siege, no time to pack. Boom, bass ack, here comes the hack. Boom, ack, wobble, pow. Boom, they guarded room, the bass pow, boom. Ashes flash, taking over, boom, boom. Earthquakes, bodies drop, ack, stomp, saps, pow, pow, pow. We're losing track. Don't run, we are your friends. Boom, 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 bass pound. Ow, boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. The bass go boom, come in peace. Circle the bass stack. Boom, boom, pow. That don't make a sound. Boom, crash, as go pop. Earth ain't ready, but body drops. They're here, we're doomed. From Mars to Earth, bodies consumed. Wall shake, the ground will quake. No time to rush, we're on too late, too late. Ack. Look at them coming down.
Give it to me, baby. What you got? What you got?
Okay, we are back. So, I wanted to put a little bit of a thing in there and mess that up a little bit, but I'll get it down. I wanted to try to put a promo in for Sonia Galactic. She has her own shop where she sells freaking t-shirts and cool novelty stuff. So check her out if you want to. I have her advertisements in all of my streams or my uploads, archived uploads. So you can always find the Hotmail, or not the Hotmail, the URL to her website there if you want it, as well as Mr. Robot's songs that I just put on there. Mr. Robot, aka Illuminati, on Rumble. He has his own channel called Hacker Radio. If you guys like the music that you just heard, please go and check his channel out. Give him some support. Tell him how good of a job he's doing. So, that being said, I am going to go ahead and do my countdown and do my second attempt at the cut. But before I do, I want to make sure everything is up and running. It sounds like the audio is good on Rumble. I did this yesterday, and I ended up having to do it again today because after 3 minutes of live stream, the audio went completely out on me. So, with that being said, let me go ahead and check out the audio. It all sounds good so far. I will come in and check it again later on if I have to, but here we go. I'm going to do my countdown, and then I will also get into the show after that. I'm kind of not all there right now. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, now. Hello everybody, and welcome to the second attempt for the first actual live stream episode of The Cut. Now, I've had 15-minute videos that I have been putting out on the Wonderful World of Weirdness and on Strange Stories on YouTube, as well as on Wonderful World of Weirdness on Rumble. And those 15-minute clips are old content that I had from back when I first actually started doing all the stuff that I wanted to kind of put together and save what I could, because back then I didn't have a computer that I could actually make good content with good audio and everything. So I did want to go through kind of situation. Now I am coming back with a live stream for The Cut, which is new stuff. Kind of new stuff, but not necessarily new stuff. I have content that I've been wanting to go over for quite a long time, and that is what I have today. I'm wanting to go, and I want to discuss some topics that I've been really wanting to do for quite a long time, but I haven't really had the opportunity to get to. Now, on Vixen's Vault with Nancy Planeta, we were talking about this subject when it comes to maps and things of that nature, and I pulled up an old show that I used to always watch on YouTube that I enjoyed back in the day. You know what I mean? I haven't watched any of it in a long time, but it had some good content on there for this topic, and I wanted to revisit it and bring it up and just kind of go back over it again. You know what I mean? Because I never actually went through it. That's the bad part. That's why I felt that I needed to do this, because it's something that I really did enjoy as a topic. Now the topic that I am going to be discussing is Amatica, and the whole idea behind that topic comes from a video series that I had been following a few years back that was actually pretty interesting. And it's a debate that took place back in the 1800s, after America was discovered. And the Alberino analysis is where I actually first heard it. Now, Alberino analysis is a video stream that was going on back in like 2015. It was a pretty interesting video series. If you guys ever have a chance to go and check it out. And yes, I did put a shout out for that on purpose. He had a series called Land of the Plumed Serpent, which kind of got me interested in this topic. Now, I'm not going to tell you guys that I agree with a lot of the stuff that he says, and you'll hear that in today's topic, but I can tell you that it did open me up to a lot of interesting facts that I do want to go over and discuss when it comes to things like Amerigo Vespucci and the actual map that mapped out America. And he also brought up he also brought up the old debate on if Amerigo Vespucci changed his last name according to a name that was given to America before the time of colonization. And that was something that actually was brought up back after America was discovered. So with that, I am going to talk about that and a little bit about map making and things of that nature. So that is the gist of today's topic. I am going to go ahead and dive in to the topic and get started. What do you guys think? Now, before I do that, I have to do one thing. I keep getting spammed like you wouldn't believe on Kick by people who want me to like pay for freaking subscribers and stuff. So I've got to constantly moderate my channel, make sure that's not happening. So with that being said, let me go ahead and get started. Now, Amerigo Vespucci remains one of the most debated and enigmatic figures of the age of exploration. While not as widely celebrated as Christopher Columbus, his legacy is deeply ingrained in the very name of the American continents. His voyages, writings, and interpretation of his observations by European cartographers played a critical role in shaping the European understanding of the New World. However, his role has also been surrounded by confusion, partly due to the ambiguous nature of his achievements, the stylized nature of his letters, and the way his name became attached to the continents of the Western Hemisphere. To address whether Amerigo Vespucci was truly a sailor, one must look closely at his background and documented voyages. Vespucci was born in Florence in 1454. a city that was more renowned for its contributions to finance and humanism than for maritime exploration. He came from a well-educated background and was trained in navigation and astronomy. Although he was not a sailor in the traditional sense, like Ferdinand Magellan or Vasco da Gama, men who captured their own expeditions and dealt directly with the perils of sea command. Vespucci did, in fact, participate in maritime voyages. Historical documents confirm that he sailed on several exploratory missions along the coast of South America, where he played a role as a navigator and chronicler. These expeditions occurred between approximately 1497 and 1504, depending on which of his letters one's consider authentic. However, Vespucci never led a voyage as the solo captain. This brings up the question of why he needed someone like Alonso de Ojeda to serve as the captain on one of the expeditions he joined. The answer lies in the structure of early European voyages of discovery, which typically involved collaboration between professional navigators, military commanders, financiers, and political sponsors. Vespucci, while skilled in navigation and astronomy, was not a military leader nor had the maritime experience to command fleets. Figures like Ojeda had the requisite authority and naval command experience, allowing Vespucci to participate in voyages under their leadership while contributing his skills in mapping, documenting, and astronomical observation. One common critique leveled at Vespucci is that despite his fame, there are no surviving maps directly attributed to him. This is a fair and historically accurate observation. Vespucci did not produce any maps himself, nor is there definitive evidence of charts bearing his name or bearing his hand. Unlike explorers such as Columbus or Magellan, whose navigational paths were often recorded with the aid of royal cartographers or ship logs, Vespucci's legacy rests almost entirely on the letters he either wrote or had published in his name. These letters, particularly Mundus Novus and the Lettera to Cedorini, were widely circulated in Europe and significantly influenced the geographic understanding of the New World. They represented compelling arguments for the existence of a new continent distinct from Asia. It is precisely this influence that shaped Martin Waldseemüller's famous 1507 world map. Waldseemüller, a German cartographer, never traveled to the New World himself. He worked from secondary sources, including published accounts and letters from explorers. Among these, Vespucci's letters stood out for their vivid detail, scope, and daring assertions. In Mundus Novus, Vespucci wrote, "It is lawful to call it a new world, because none of these countries were known to our ancestors. I have found a continent in that southern part full of animals, and more populous than are Europe or Asia or Africa, and even more temperate and pleasant than any other region known to us. This statement was a bold departure from the prevailing assumption that the lands discovered by Columbus and others were parts of Asia. Instead, Vespucci suggested that he had encountered an entirely separate continent. This conceptual leap, rather than any technical contribution to cartography, is what left a lasting imprint. Waldseemüller found Vespucci's writings so compelling that he named the new continent America in his honor. The name appeared on his 1507 map, which was the first map in history to depict the Western Hemisphere as a distinct continent, and to call it America. It is important to note that Waldseemüller's decision was based not on precise geographical data, but on the persuasive power of Vespucci's argument that the New World was not part of Asia. This reliance on narrative rather than measurement illustrates the early stages of European cartography in the New World era. Vespucci's letters were conceptual blueprints rather than technical diagrams, filled with observations that were qualitative and descriptive more than numeric or charted. One of the key criticisms of Vespucci's writings is that while he offered descriptions of the landscape, climate, and indigenous people, he rarely provided the kind of concrete geographical data that could be used to map coastlines accurately. For instance, his comment, "The soil is very pleasant and fruitful, full of immense woods and forests, and it is always green, for the foliage never drops off," provides a general sense of lush vegetation and favorable climate, but tells us nothing about longitude, latitude, or the shape of the coast. Nevertheless, this kind of description played a role in forming European perceptions of the New World as a bountiful and untamed land, ripe for exploration and colonization. In his Lettera to Soderini, Vespucci did include some estimations that gave a vague sense of scale and direction. One such quote is, "We sailed continuously for more than 700 leagues along the coast. Between the south and west, we found ourselves in a climate where the length of the night exceeded 15 hours. This kind of observation implies travel to high southern latitudes, perhaps as far as modern-day Patagonia. He has also claimed to have he also claimed that his expedition was so far south that we were outside the Tropic of Capricorn, where the South Pole rises above the horizon 32 degrees. Though precise, such statements help European readers understand that the explored territory extended well below the equator, suggesting that the landmass was massive and possibly continental in scale. Now right here is where I want to stop. Before I actually read past this, and I wanted to just move on with it. But then after I did the first episode, I stopped and I wanted to bring this up. Um, People during that time period wouldn't have had any kind of clue about the South Pole. Um, this statement to me seems a little bit suspicious all on its own. Like, nobody would have even had any kind of concept of what the South Pole was, much less any kind of discussion. Now, for me, according to my understanding, before before all of these voyages with like Columbus and Magellan, everybody had this idea that the world was flat. And here in a little bit, you'll hear a little bit of them trying to justify the reason for why he would have mentioned the South Pole. Now, if he would have actually mentioned the South Pole, that would go according to some of my earlier beliefs in this topic, which I believe that there were people during that time period and even before. Not everybody, but there were people who believed that the world was round. Okay, and they're because like mainstream historians like to make everybody, or they like for everybody to believe that everyone in the world it was just common knowledge that the world was flat, and that's, in my opinion, not accurate whatsoever. So I wanted to stop and kind of do that. If that's not the case, then it goes it goes the other way, where this is all added in after the fact. You know what I mean? So that's one thing that I did want to bring up and mention. So let me see how much time I've got on here. Yeah. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on some more music and I will come back and do this again. So let me see if I can pull that back up again.
time roll. Come on, honey, let the good time roll. Come on, honey, let the good time roll. Good time roll. Harder. Come on, honey, let the good time roll. Let's roll. Come on, honey, let the good time roll. Good times roll. Come on, honey, let the good time roll. Come on, honey, let the good
Hey, everybody, let's have some fun. You only live but once, and when you're dead, you're done. So let the good time roll. I say let the good time roll. I don't care if you're young or old. You ought to get together and let the good time roll. Don't sit there mumbling, talking trash.
Oh man, it's a reason, baby. Check me out, right?
Hey, I keep it moving, coming right into the prime time. I do not think I belong on the sideline. Oh, you don't like my style? Okay, likewise. Bye-bye. Do not try to cross me if you're in your right mind. See me shine bright, shining like a supernova, lighting up the night sky. Put me in the limelight, like-minded people stay connected like I'm Wi-Fi. Only pushing bangers like it is my 9-5. No, I'm never lazy when I write rhymes. People give me high fives. Always deliver, cause that is my style. So what you know about it? Think that you can do it like I doubt it. Yo.
Ooh, I do it like that. Drop another banger, then I bring it right back. Right into the hit song just for fun. They can't do it like me because I am the one. I am the one.
So come along as I show the people how it's done. I don't want a lot, I just want to be the number one. I'm coming from places I do not belong. Rise against the wind, never lazy, keep on going strong. I don't know, it just happens like that. Can drop a bad song, but I don't have the patience for that. I'm sorry, I can't help it, I'm just keeping it clean. Look at these people bouncing, see what I mean?
I don't need to. I do this just for fun. But I guess I am just
Well, you know, the one.
ooh, I do it like that. Drop another banger, then I bring it right back. Right into the hit song just for fun. They can't do it like me because I am the one. I am the one.
So what you know about that?
Ooh, I do it like that. Drop another banger, then I bring it right back. Right into the hit song just for fun. They can't do it like me because I am the one. I am the one.
So what you know about that?
Bow.
As the moon's eclipse, I stalk the concrete veins. Cloaked in chaos, art of war, blood courses through my veins. Suns who whisper strike like thunder, crush them where they stand. Blades auroric, I dissect the weak with bare hands. Shuriken tongues split your jugular, lyrics ricochet. Invisible like midnight fog, then poof, I'm in your face. You think you're armored, nah, I slip through cracks like smoke. One slice, your empire chokes. Checkmate, this is war I spoke. Ghost in the machine, I phase through your defenses. Feed your ego to the crows, no mercy, no repentance. You'll never see me coming, just the shadow where I stood. A flicker, then your kingdom's drowned in ash and brotherhood.
I am the storm in the silence, blazed in the fire of 1,000 suns. Violence, be my samurai, loyalty or demise. Cross me once, meet the reaper staring through my eyes. I cut through the night like a banshee. Steel kisses cold as the tundra. Pray your gods can teach me. Need your protection too late, you're already dead. My shadow's the last
fight wars, I design a map your human ink. Faint left then vanish, watch your ranks collapse, you blink. Appear weak then break their spine, Sun Tzu's my scripture. Drip venom in your veins, let doubt fester like a stricture. Ninjato flow, split your ego into confetti. Your spit in flames, I'm the void, suffocate, no oxygen petty. Ambush in the cipher, strike from trenches of your mind. Leave your carcass as a warning, mess with gods, get blind. Kamikaze cadence, crash through your barricades. Turn your pride to ruin, salt the earth where your flag laid. I'm the unseen plague.
Okay, we are back. So, I had some falling out going on. Apparently, I have got leaks in my roof, so I had to take a quick break so that I could get buckets and stuff to collect the water. Boy, when it rains, it storms, doesn't it? I've been having so many issues in the last 2 weeks. It's pathetic. So. This is just another obstacle that I need to work over. So, with that being said, I will continue where I left off. Now, here we go. Vespucci also commented on the stars of the southern hemisphere, saying, "We guide ourselves by the stars of the South Pole, which are numerous and much larger and brighter than those of our pole." This statement has often led to confusion. Vespucci, of course, had no knowledge of the geographic South Pole, which would remain undiscovered for centuries. What he was referring to was the southern celestial hemisphere, specifically the stars visible in the southern sky, such as those in the constellation of Crooks or the Southern Cross. These stars were unfamiliar to Europeans, who were accustomed to navigating to Polaris in the north. By commenting on these new stars, Vespucci was helping expand European understanding of celestial navigation in the southern oceans. That is what I was saying was very, I'd find that very suspicious. That does not fit in with the time period, you know what I mean? So that's what I was getting at. Now, the reference to the South Pole in Vespucci's letters should thus be understood as celestial rather than terrestrial. At the time, no European had traveled anywhere near what we today call Antarctica. Even the Antarctic Circle was far beyond the reach of 15th and early 16th century exploration. What Vespucci observed was the night sky in the southern hemisphere, and his reports about new constellations and long nights were valuable to navigators to try to orient themselves in unfamiliar waters. Before Vespucci's time, there were already depictions of maps of a vast landmass in the south. These were not based on exploration, but speculative geography dating back to ancient Greece. Philosophers and geographers like Ptolemy theorized that a large southern continent Terra Australis Incognita must exist to balance the landmass of the North. Medieval and early Renaissance maps frequently included such speculative continents, typically shown as massive land masses at the bottom of the world. The idea was one of cosmic balance rather than empirical discovery. And this goes back to what I was saying earlier. Now, philosophers like Pythagoras, and Ptolemy, and people of that status in their education, yes, those are the ones I believe knew. They couldn't prove it, but they had an idea that the world was round. So in that aspect, yeah, I can believe it. But I don't know. I would have to actually see a lot of these speculative geography maps, you know what I mean, to kind of go through that. I haven't really seen too many of them, to be honest with you. I've seen just the Reese map, and yeah, it just that's a interesting area that a lot of people have gotten into. I really try to keep away from that because, like, this debate right here, it took place back in the 1800s, and it basically went nowhere. It went down a huge rabbit hole that led nowhere. And that's kind of what happens with the whole ancient maps too, and things of that nature. But later on, it'd be nice to kind of get into this and revisit this, maybe even in this series, so that I can bring it up, make it another talking point to talk about later on. But yeah, it's a real it is really a real big rabbit hole that basically leads nowhere, but it's fun to explore, you know what I mean? Everybody likes jumping down that rabbit hole. So, well, most people do. If nothing else, just for entertainment, you know what I mean? Now, Macrobian maps, based on the works of the 5th century philosopher Macrobius, divided the world into climatic zones and often included a large southern landmass in the uninhabitable southern frigid zone. These maps were more symbolic than practical, rooted in the idea of symmetry and balance. Now, when I hear the word balance, that's what really sticks out to me. Like, that goes back to, did everybody think that the world was really flat? Or were there groups of people who didn't believe that the world was flat and that it was round, you know? That's the one thing that really sticks out to me, especially after Pythagoras, you know what I mean? Pythagoras had his math down, calculated it and everything, so there's no way that he could have thought that the world was flat. He actually tracked the shape of, or the movement of the sun and everything, and determined the rotation. So that was, to me, I don't see a man who would do that as being someone who believed the world was flat. Just saying. And even with Pythagoras, I've done research on him, and he's kind of like Jesus, you know. Everybody talks about Jesus. He may have not existed because there's really no proof that he existed. Pythagoras is the same way, you know. There's really no proof that Pythagoras existed other than his supposed writings, which he didn't write because he couldn't read and write. Someone else did it for him. So that also opens up a whole different area of discussion as well. Maybe there were groups of people during that time period who knew that the earth was round and wanted to keep that quiet, because back then you talk such languages, you might be put to death. So it's just a thought, that's something that has always stuck out to me when I hear the word balance in this. It just, balance would have to do with a circular object that's rotating around the sun, wouldn't it? Water. Okay, let me shut up and go on. So later maps like the Martellus map from around 1490 also included speculative southern lands, as did Waldseemüller's own maps, which labeled southern regions as antipodes, or other theoretical lands. The idea that the southern part of the world was home to a vast unknown continent persisted for centuries, even after Vespucci's observations of the southern stars and extended coastlines. No one in Europe had any direct knowledge of the true southern polar region. The Paris map of 1513, often cited in fringe theories, contains a distorted depiction of the southern Atlantic, which some have claimed shows part of Antarctica. However, mainstream historians reject this view, interpreting the southern portion of the map as a misrepresentation of South America's coastline. And even there, that kind of gets all warped out. The truth of it is mainstream historians don't know any better either. Everybody talks like they know something and they really don't. There's no way of them even coming up with that kind of an answer to it, like it was a misrepresentation. They don't know. So it's just, that's something else that sticks out to me. Now, the geographic South Pole itself was not approached until the voyage of Captain James Cook in 1773, who sailed into the Arctic Circle, but never sighted the continent itself. The true South Pole would not be reached until 1911, when Roald Amundsen and his team succeeded in crossing the icy expanse of Antarctica to arrive at the pole. The concept of the South Pole, according to these people, is the idea that the South Pole was depicted by a solar, or not really, it was depicted by speculative mapping, basically. Now, why would somebody speculate that there was land to the south if they thought the world was flat? That's the only thing that really sticks out to me on that, you know what I mean? So for me, that whole idea, that whole theory is pretty much shot. I don't believe in it. That is true. That really doesn't go good in my, it doesn't sit right to me, you know what I mean? Now, I am going through and checking out everything and getting things going and set up, so to where I can make sure the audio is working. Yeah, I don't even know what I said. I got distracted by switching around on all the sites to make sure it sounds good. And then I start just talking out of my ass. Now, by the way it looks, the audio did come through good on Rumble. Came good on YouTube. And came good on Twitch. Everything is sounding out to where it sounds good. If you guys can hear that, I do apologize, but after yesterday, I don't want to take no chances today, because I did an hour and 15 minutes of stream yesterday, and 3 minutes of it is the only thing that had audio, so I'm a little bit frustrated. This is actually my second attempt for this video. I've been building up to it to where I could have a good first episode of this, and it's just kind of disappointing that I have to do it a day after it was scheduled to be done. So this is the cut. Now, the cut is supposed to be every Saturday. Today is Sunday, so I do apologize for everybody who did watch that yesterday and heard nothing but no audio. If that made sense. Now, today I am going to be coming out with another new episode, new stream. I've already started Esoteric Agenda. That's on Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Then I'm going to do the cut on Saturday at 5 p.m. And tomorrow I am going to be coming out with yet another new series. It's called Weird Science. That one is something that I've been wanting to put together for a while, so that's going to be available on the Wonderful World of Weirdness on YouTube and Rumble, as well as Strange Stories on YouTube. Now, what I usually do is I live stream on the Wonderful World of Weirdness, and then I get a copy of it and I upload it onto the Strange Stories. So if you miss, or if you want to see this again, you can go over to Strange Stories on YouTube and you can see the live footage. After this, what I do is I go through and I edit it out and make it into 15-minute videos so that people can watch or listen to what's being said at a 15-minute interval. Because I've noticed that a lot of people who listen to videos on YouTube and other media outlets on the internet, they do enjoy just sitting and listen to 15-minute video clips. So I'm also offering that to people, as well as people who like to listen to the hour-long videos or the 3-hour-long videos. There's also 15-minute videos that are being put out as well. So just check my downloads on Rumble and YouTube, and they are there. Now, I usually live stream on YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, X, Kick, and DLive. Now, on YouTube, like I said, I have the channel for the Wonderful World of Weirdness, as well as the Wonderful World of Weirdness on Rumble. You can check both of those out there. Strange Stories is on YouTube. On Twitch, you will find me as Infamous 1969. And on X, I am Roger Hanson at ROGLOL1973. Now on DLive, I am Roger_Hanson. You can also find me on Minds at Roger_Hanson too, if you want to find the links to my channels. They are on my timeline. You can check me out there to find out how or what I'm doing. So now on Kick, I'm also Roger_Hanson. as well. So I have Roger_Hanson on all those. And I am just regular Roger Hanson on well, I don't know which one's on Rumble. Yeah, I'm just regular Roger Hanson without the underscore at infamous OG1973. So let me find out how long I have been streaming. Alright, I believe I have covered the amount of time that the song was, and I made it to where I could have an hour's worth of content on here. Like I said, I do apologize if anybody watched that stream yesterday, and I have decided to make this stream real quick to compensate for that. I've deleted those from yesterday, and now we have this one. If you like this so far, please like, subscribe, share, make comments. Please make comments. We would really love to hear from you. Now, after this, I am going to. I did discuss. I did discuss the South Pole. Okay, but the next thing that I'm going to get into goes deeper into this, and this is going to start talking about the plumed serpent, okay, which, like I said, is a very, very interesting topic. And if you guys want to get into this more, other than what I'm saying, go and check out the Alberino analysis. It's an older video series. It's about 10 years old, but it's a very good story. It's a very good topic. I suggest that you go check it out for yourself, see what you think. And like I said, I don't agree 100% with what he says, but it is very, very interesting video series. So with that being said, I hope you guys have a good day, and I will talk to you later. I'm going to be back later to do weird science too, by the way. Talk to you guys later. Bye.